All right. Hey, how's it, everybody? I am not sure if I've done something right. Hold on. Boop. Here we have it. All right, here we go. Hey, how's it, everybody? It is 5 p.m. West Coast time. I'm thinking it might be, it's all daylight savings time now, isn't it? I'm going to say what? It's 2 p.m. Hawaii time? 5 p.m., 2 p.m.? No, is it 3 p.m. Hawaii time? I think it's 3 p.m. Hawaii time. Someone from Hawaii, fix me up. But I do know that it's 8 p.m. on the East Coast and 7 p.m. for our Central Time folk. Arizona, Hawaii, I have no idea. But that's okay. I do know one thing. I am Mad Statter, and this is Chatter with Statter, and we've already got people in the house coming in, our Statterbox crew. Shock letting everybody know what that schedule is, and Rick letting everybody know who you're listening to. That is Lono. And by the way, today I am going to reveal for you why the song you hear every day before my stream is the song that we hear every day before my stream. We'll get into the little story and history behind the Kawela Washa Woman. But before that, I want to say hi to Rick. I want to say hi to Poppy Shaney. Looks like Ashes is waving her tail at everybody who's already in the house, and Pecola T is bragging to Shock about some birria that a huge pack of birrias or birria or however you say it at Costco. So we know now for certain that that taco has taken the world by storm because Costco now has it. The real question though, of course, Pecola T, is do they have the consomme that is the most important part of said taco? And we've got Darlene in the house, and I'm pretty sure I said hi to Poppy Shaney, but in case I didn't, hey, Poppy Shaney, good to see you. All right, who else we got? We got Darlene, Poppy Shaney, we got Felicia in the house. Indeed, excelente. We have got Andre in the house. Andre, I finally went to my post office box. Thank you so much. Andre, coming in with some Dia de las Muertas candies from C's. Had I known that those were waiting for me in my post office box, I would have gone there before yesterday so I could have had something to munch on while we were watching Coco at Statterbox at the cinema. But alas, I guess I will just have to have them now. Okay, let's see here. Felicia and Andre and Darlene. Oh my. And let's see. All right. So it looks like these are most of the folks. Oh, no, that's not true. Mama Sean coming in on the YouTube side. And let's see here. Okay, yeah, exactly, Mama Sean. So, right. And so I got if you saw me at the beginning, you know that I had some trouble figuring that time out too. So, what time is it in Arizona? It's 5 p.m. West Coast time, but right for standard time, because we are in standard time now. But yeah, what time is it in Arizona? And Pecola T, what time is it in Hawaii? I'm so confused. And let's see here. Poppy Shaney, Costco has $4,000 bottle of champagne. That is crazy, dude. That is super crazy. And Gina, that's okay. You're a little bit late. I'm a little bit confused. Nobody knows what time it is anywhere. Well, okay, that's not true. It's 5 p.m. on the West Coast, and that's about all I feel confident in saying right about now. And Bobby Shaney, you saw the $4,000 bottle today, and you had to check the price 4 times. Right, totally. It's like double take. I totally agree or believe that. Okay, so it's 6 p.m. Arizona time. Okay. Thank you, Mama Sean. Now, if we can only figure out what time it is in Hawaii, we've got, okay, so it's a 5-hour difference, which means it's a 2-hour difference, which means it's 3 p.m. in Hawaii. I think it's 3 p.m. in Hawaii. I'm going to say it's 3 p.m. in Hawaii. And Pecola T coming in with confirmations. And Gina, because she's smart at maths, she confirms as well. And Andre, I haven't been to Costco in a long time, so I haven't seen the coffins in real life. But I have seen the coffins on their Costco's website. And you know who else sells coffins? Kiss. The rock band Kiss actually sells a coffin, a Kiss coffin. Yeah, dude. Serious as a heart attack. Huh? Anyway, on that note, why don't we get the party started? All right, there we go. So, all y'all bragging about your time zone maths. You guys, y'all, you know I have a hard enough time keeping track of what time it is in my own life, let alone other people's lives. Goodness gracious. Let's see here. Yes, so yes, coffins really says yes, Pocolity, and Andre was like, yep. And Poppy Shaney, you said it. Gene Simmons will do anything to make a buck. And God dang it, the chats keep scrolling. Deb Case, that's who I wanted to say hi to. I knew somebody kept coming off my screen right when I was about to say hello. 708 in Kentucky, you're not going to stay too long. That's okay. Stay as long as you can. Stay as long as you will. If I remember correctly, you've got a pupper doggo that needs your attention more than the online world. But we are glad you can join us in this online world today. And as I mentioned, I was going to tell you, that's because I don't know what time it is, let alone what I'm doing. Thank you, Puzzycat. Hello, Puzzycat. Good to see you, Puzzycat. Puzzycat, an associate producer here at Chatter with Statter, apparently, coming in to let me know that you're not done yet. You need to turn the music on. You haven't even started your show until the music starts. I mean, you've already been talking about music, but we're not even playing music. What is the deal? Turn the music on now. Turn it on now. And so I did. Thank you very much, Puzzycat, for that reminder. And Andre, thank you so much for gifting the 5 subs to all of the people who are listed there, some of whom I didn't even know were little subscribers and or Dodgers, or not Dodgers, lurkers. Super stoked to see all of these names, some of them familiar, some of them not, but very, very happy to see that the subscriptions are being shared and spread. And so, and exactly, Rick, hi to all the chatters on YouTube, just looking in. And, all right, so what do we got here? We have got, all right. Oh, we've got Cindy Krause in the house. Fantastic. And yeah, Andre, exactly. Some people that got gift subs I've never seen before. Yeah, some of those, I believe it was maybe Korean or Japanese letters. I certainly don't know who that person is, but if they are here, hello and welcome. And yeah, exactly, Darlene. Thank you so much, Darlene. If you are on the YouTube side, definitely hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed or followed on either YouTube or Twitch, would love it if you could do that too. Hit that notification bell for the YouTube side. That way you'll get notified whenever we come online. We do come online twice a week for this chatter show, Wednesday and Sunday, 5 p.m. West Coast time. Saturdays we come in for some movies. We're not always on YouTube on Saturdays. You can always find us on Twitch though. And speaking of our movies, I already gave the DVD away, but next week on Statterbox at the Cinema, we are going to be watching Barbie. This last week, yesterday, we watched Coco. All right, so there we go. And Bacola T saying it looks like Hangul, which that I don't even. Cola Tea, can you what? I don't even know what what help me there understand that. Oh, Korean. Okay, thank you. I thought it was, but I wasn't. When I said that, I wasn't looking at the script, and so I couldn't remember if I was remembering right. But anyway, regardless of if I remember right, what I do know right now is Elaine is coming in the house on the YouTube side saying hello to everybody. So hey there, Elaine, good to see you. And Cindy Krause confirming Korean. Gotcha. Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the reality check, because let me tell ya, always check my words, because words are yard, words are jarred, words are all those things. And Mama Sean, looks like you got you're following, so thank you so much. Awesome, you guys. This makes me so happy. Okay, you guys. So, as I mentioned at the very beginning of the stream, if you come in to Chatter with Statter earlier than when my face shows up on the screen, you'll know that we've got a beautiful scenery of the Seattle waterfront. It's the Ferris wheel picture, and we are listening to the music that greets you is an instrumental Lono tune called Kawela Washa Woman. And that song was chosen very specifically because that song was inspired by and written by a woman whose life went scattering. Much like the topics that we have here on this show. Now, what do I mean, life goes scattering? Well, let me just tell you, the best laid plans sometimes go crashing and burning, so to speak. And there was this one lady, she was on Molokai, and she lived up in Kawela. But she would go downtown to Kaunakakai to do her laundry, because that's where she got to talk with all the other ladies, doing the laundries down there in town. She had her day all planned out. She was going to go to the laundromat, do all of her laundry, then pack up the laundry clothes, go back home, put the laundry away, get all dolled up, and then go to the airport to go pick up her husband, because her husband was away and she was coming back and she was really excited to see him. So she does her laundry. She puts her laundry into the back of her truck and she rushes home so she can get dolled up, looking good, showered fresh, makeup on. I'm gonna go pick up my husband. And so she does that. But then on the way to the airport, she notices, that looks like a shirt. That shirt looks familiar. Oh my. Oh look. Oh no, a lady, she lost her jeans. Oh look, oh there's some socks all over. Oh poor thing. Oh poor lady, she lose her laundry. Oh no. Oh the poor lady, she lose her laundry, she says as she continues down the highway and sees clothes strewn all about. And then she's like, well, you know, wait, that looks like something that belongs to me. And is that my bra? At which point she looks in her rearview mirror and realizes not only did she not take the laundry out of the back of her truck, she didn't even put the tailgate up on the back of her truck. And all of those laundries, oh poor lady, oh poor thing. Yeah, they were hers. And so at that point, she realized, oh, I need to go pick up my clothes off the side of the highway. I cannot go pick up my husband right now. I have to go back. So she had to backtrack and she had to chase down her clothes with tire marks all over them. And then people started to stop and like try to help her pick her stuff up. And she's like, no, these are my underwear. Nobody touched my underwear. I have to deal with this. Everybody go. Just leave me alone. Leave me alone. I need to grab my bra out of that tree. And so she gathers her laundry as much as she could possibly find and put it in the back of the truck, where she then closed the, the tailgate, And then she was late to go pick up her husband, and then she went pick up her husband all sweaty and not looking nearly as good as she had hoped. And instead of taking husband back home to say, hey baby, I've been missing you, they went back to town to do laundry. So, that is the story of Kawela Washa Woman. And I feel as though it is a very appropriate theme song to be greeted by whenever you come to Chatter with Statter, because you never know where things are gonna scatter. Ever. And you might think it's clean laundry, but suddenly when you air it out, you realize, oh, still dirty, small kind. Exactly, Picolati. That is definitely one way to air your dirty laundry. And so, yes, exactly, Poppy Shaney. Nothing says I miss you like, let's go do some laundry. Yes, so, I know that we have had a lot of time together, and I don't think I ever outlined for you the reason why I chose that song as the starting song. It's also a good one because it's an instrumental, and it's a little bit joyful, it's a little bit scattered, and so once you know the story behind the song, I can kind of envision how the music emulates the scattering of the clothing along the side of the highway, and then the rush to go pick it back up. So to me, that song is just a lovely tune, and it does create some visuals once you know the background story behind it. So I hope when you are sitting here waiting to join the Statterbucks crew and that song does come on, that now that you know the background, it maybe brings a bit of a smile to your face, because, you know, oops. And Elaine, hold on one second, you've got a concussion. Oh no. Yeah, so you just lay there in the dark and listen to us, maybe, Elaine. Like, oh my goodness. Keep that brain from doing too much overstimulation. You definitely want to take care of that. Concussions. We used to treat concussions like no big deal, but I think we all know now that they are a bigger deal than we used to think. So full on, take care of yourself. I know that when I gave myself a concussion once, the vertigo was almost unbearable. So, yeah, lay there, take care, close your eyes, whatever you need to do it. And, Rick, that sounds like new wardrobe shopping time. Don't want that to happen to more people. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how much of an excuse she used to get new clothes, but, I could see it as a good argument for, you know, I need, at least, if nothing else, new skivvies. It's like, I ain't putting those things back on. Somebody drove over them. Those are actual skid marks from a tire. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, man. And let's see here, Picolati. You lived in long-term hotels for work long time ago. Didn't want to take my delicates to laundromat. Got creative and used a salad spinner to to dry your undies. That's brilliant, dude. That is totally brilliant. And you know, actually, they kind of have, these days, they do have like little miniature washing machines that you can hook up to like your bathroom sink or whatever. And I've always noticed, or I've always wondered with those, like, how well, alright, what am I trying to say? I've always wondered if those things were able to extract enough water to make drying it not a pain in the butt. But the salad spinner action, I wonder if they've got, if those newfangled plastic mini washing machines have a manual salad spinner thing, because if they don't, they really need to add that feature. But that's a really, that's brilliant, dude. That's flippin' brilliant. Speaking of salad spinners, by the way, you guys, I went to go buy one a couple years ago, and they're like $40 now or something like that. So I didn't, and then I kept an eye out in the thrift store for a salad spinner, because I'm not paying $40 for a flippin' salad spinner. I mean, I was prepared to pay $20, but like $40? Are you kidding me? And Andre, they have hand washers in Asia that are hand powered, and when you dry them, they kind of like a salad dryer. Yeah, I don't. The ones that I've seen in advertised for the miniature portable washers, it doesn't look like they're hand powered as far as the agitation goes. But I couldn't tell how they were. It didn't look like they did any kind of spin cycle, and so it totally makes sense to have a manual. Anyway, I'm very impressed with technology. Very impressed with the ingenuity, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Whew, words are jarred. The ingenuity that Kawela Tea showed. And you think you paid a couple bucks. Yeah, $5 for the Walmart salad spinner. Nice, exactly. And yeah, Darlene, $40. Yeah, I think I looked at Target and at Bed Bath & Beyond, which granted was minimal places to be looking, but that's where I was looking. I might have looked in a grocery store, but I eventually got one from the thrift store, so no worries. My thrift store kitchen shopping. My kitchen is from the thrift store. I have high-end stuff. None of it matches. All of it's good quality, and it all came from the thrift store. If that is a $40 pan, I'm probably not going to pay more than $7 for it. And let's see here. Yeah, Kawela Tea, I definitely would have asked you as well with a little bit of an eyebrow raise. You use a different salad spinner for your salad, right? You've got them color-coded in some way, right? Oh my. All right, so, now that we're feeling silly, let's see here. I just realized, much to Pussycat's chagrin, that I have not chosen a Lono listening break for today, which is a little bit too bad, but that's all right, because today I thought perhaps we could talk a little bit about something we haven't spoken of in a really long time, and that is our Whale Talk Wednesdays. Now, I know, guess what, you guys, it's not Wednesday. What the heck, it's not Wednesday. I know it's not Wednesday. I know it's not Wednesday, but that's okay. We do what we want here, okay? So it's Wednesday-ish, except for when it's not. It was a time change, y'all. We fell back to Wednesday. There we go. That's what we're talking about. It was a time change. Now it's still Wednesday. Anyway, and yeah, exactly. I knew what you meant there, Andre. The one at the laundromat. Actually, though, I have heard, and this kind of, I don't know how I feel about this, but I have heard of people, like, when they have so much lettuce to process, I've heard of people actually washing and drying it in their washing machine. I don't know how I feel about that, but I have actually heard of people using their actual washing machine when they've got a big enough amount of produce that they clean it in their washing machine. I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know. I don't want to do that. But I have heard of it. And let's see here. Sunday whale search. There we go. And so what Gina, unfortunately I am serious. And honestly, to tell you the truth, if you cleaned out your washing machine and disinfected it enough, it probably would be fine. But, and by the way, these are top loaders that I'm talking about, not front loaders. Totally different level of gross if it was a front loader. Top loader, that I must clarify. But yeah, I have heard of, like on YouTube, you know, when people are like, we've got to feed 140 people at our farmhouse today because we're throwing a wedding. So instead of blah, 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 my wife did this and, you know, it turned out great. You know, it's that kind of, I mean, did it really work? Did they really do it? I don't really know, but I have heard of it. And so, so there you go. And Pussycat, the orca that they found in your area, washed up on the beach a few months ago, was very old and had multiple illnesses and died of natural causes. Well, that's good. I mean, I'm glad it didn't get all caught up in fishing gear or like ate a bunch of plastic and had a blockage or something. So, Rick, plumber here to say, bad idea, all that dirt in the drain lines. Well, you know, okay, not arguing, but if they washed it in the sink, wouldn't the same dirt get in the same drain lines? I mean, Rick, I'm not asking that question to be adversarial. I'm actually asking that question to ask that question. Like, well, I mean, where, you know, if you're washing it in the sink, unless you empty the water outside, it's still gonna get in your lines, right? Not a plumber, not really sure where the water goes after it leaves my house. Fully admit that. And Rick, yeah, when I used to when I used to grow stuff out of my backyard, totally, the first wash was always done outside. That is, yeah, that is a given. But I suppose, I don't know. All I know is I've heard of people doing that with their lettuce. But not their spinach, just their tough lettuce, like their iceberg type lettuce. Let's see here. And yes, Darlene, I saw that too. A brief mention of orcas being spotted in Hawaiian waters. Very, very, very rare, apparently, but not unheard of. They have been keeping track of the orcas in Hawaiian waters for the last like 20 so years or so, and they are starting to see more orcas in the Hawaiian waters. However, they also recognize that they have spent more time looking for them. So the increase of numbers that they're seeing, they fully recognize has just as much to do with the number of eyes looking for them as it does with the number of orca in the actual water. So let's see here. Yeah, exactly, Mama Sean. They want to warm up too. Well, yeah, and actually orcas are found all over the world in cold. They definitely thrive in the colder waters, but they live in the waters off of Mexico. As Pussycat said, there was an orca that washed up, you know, on the beach in Florida. They get around. They get around. And oh no, Carl. Oh my, yeah, just listen to the stream and close your eyes. Do not stress yourself out over here. Yeah, stay quiet. We'll do the talking for you. And see Honda, so good to see you. So good to see you. And Pussycat going on more about the orca in Florida, 90 years old. So, you know, obviously an orca that lived a very full life. I think there's an orca in Puget Sound waters that is estimated to be like around 97. So certainly at the edge of the orca's lifespan. But yeah, 90 is something that the orcas can totally hit. Excuse me. Let's see here. What we got. So, Andre, you wonder when they wailed, did the orcas scavenge the dead whales tied to the side of the boat? Guess it would depend on what kind of whale it was, you know, because I think the northern Atlantic orcas like to eat the minke whales. So I suppose if it was a minke whale, it might be, you know, just like a free meal, right? And let's see here. Yeah, and Pakolati, I heard about the sharks spotted off of Kaiser's and Ala Moana Beach. Video of one shark eating a honu. Yep. Well, you know, shark got to eat too. And Andre, it is a night for bad brains tonight, and in a different way than what I meant. Let's see here. So, okay, cool. Everybody's just saying hello to each other. Perfect. All right, you guys. Well, what I think I'm going to do right now is we are going to watch a couple minutes, or maybe 10, 15 minutes. I don't really know. We'll see how many minutes of incredible orca encounters. And while we're doing that, I'm going to see if I can figure out what our Lono listening break will be. And then, when we come back from all of that, Pakolati was awesome enough to get a bunch of pictures. I've been sitting on these for a long time. To get a bunch of pictures about a slideshow that she sat through when she was on her cruise in the North Atlantic. And this slideshow was given by an expert on the North Atlantic Ocean. The North Atlantic orcas. Words are jarred, y'all. The North Atlantic orcas. And so hopefully we will learn some things about that. But before we do that, why don't we just watch some crazy orca encounters for a little bit? All right, here we go. Boop.
It's just the sunset and me tonight. We both stare into the distant light. There is the first star in the sky. What have we done? Why do I cry? 'Cause I'm feeling lonely. What do I feel as the nighttime approaches? I am scared but not ashamed to say I love you. I love all of you. See the winds blowing thoughts through my mind. Try to grab the pieces as they go by. 日本皆様、私はロノです。It's all in black and white, and I will try. Stop the temptation, 'cause I am feeling happy. Your love, I feel it surround me. This heart, not ashamed to say, I love you. I love all of you. I love you. I love all of you. I love you. I love all of you.
All right, so I just thought that those orca encounters, though some of them a little bit questionable, were very cool and neat indeed. And so let's see here. Mama Sean, 100 years ago, when my son was a baby and the Vancouver Aquarium still had orcas, it was so interesting. You were holding your son while a couple, let's see here, hold on. God dang it. You were holding your son, and you were in the underwater viewing area, and you changed your son to the other hip, and the whale moved to the same height again, same if I took a couple steps. Definitely interested in the baby. So cute. Yep. And the whale came up and stopped, huge eyes staring at us, and when you would move, the whale would follow. Wow. Yeah, that's so intense and neat and scary and all of those things. For certain. All right, so that's where so that was a video of orcas from basically all over the world. There was some southern resident orcas in there, and there was some Atlantic orcas in there, etc., etc. And there are a fork ton of orcas to be had throughout the world, as you can see here. We've got on the left-hand side, we've got the southern hemisphere orcas, which I basically know nothing about. And then on the right side, we've got the northern hemisphere types, both the Atlantic and the Pacific. So already you can see that even though they look very similar, there are distinct differences, very, based on where they are in the world. And that is right, a flying fork ton, Rick, a flying fork ton. And let's see here. Andre's saying in the 50s, the U.S. military launched an airstrike on nearly 100 killer whales off the coast of Iceland, slaughtering them with rockets and gunfire after the fishermen complained they're eating too many herring. Of course. Yep, there you go. Nothing about that statement surprises me at all. But, we are learning different and better ways now. And so hopefully 70 plus years later, we know never to do that again. And let's see here. So even though these are all the orcas, these are basically the northern Atlantic orcas that Pocola T had the good fortune to learn a little bit about. And so what we're going to do now is we're just going to go through the orca slides that Pocola T has shared with us. And after we learn some things and stuff, we will take our Lono listening break, and I'll discuss a little bit about what it is we are watching with Lono, because there was a method to the madness. But right now, we're still talking about orcas. Boop. So, as you can see, I'm thinking that this is the areas that the orcas take place in the world, and then that's just what an orca's called, I suppose. Let's see what else the slides have to say. I haven't actually watched all of these slides. But yeah, let's just see what we can see here. Yeah, and so as that one just said, like what Pussycat mentioned, 90 is definitely, it looks like a good number for a lot of the whales to end up living to. And, oh, interesting. The first city was Los Angeles. Would not have guessed that. And, let's see here. Poppy Shaney. You gotta run, no problem, babe. Thank you so much for hanging out. I love that we're able to hang out when we can, and I know that you've got a super busy life there, Mr. Man, so super, super stoked that you are able to hang out with us tonight. And okay, cool. So it looks like there was only 9 slides, and who knows exactly what was stated, but we can tell that this was I already know that this was a great little slideshow. I wish that maybe we could have gotten an audio from it, but that's okay. That might have been stealing. And we don't want Pecola Tea to steal. We love Pecola Tea being our lady on the rove, our roving reporter. And we get random stuff like this. And you guys, check this out. This like presentation room, this auditorium, I'm thinking that this was on the boat. Pecola Tea, if you're here, confirm or deny, but like this little stage area was actually on the cruise ship. So that's quite an auditorium for a little boat. I mean, I know it's not a little boat, but you know what I mean. Anyway, all right. So where's my buttons? You guys, where's my buttons? There's my buttons. I found the button. Okay. All right. So that might wrap it up for Whale Talk Wednesday, because it's not really Whale Talk Wednesday. It's Whale Talk Sunday. I know that doesn't sound right. Okay, so Pecola Tea coming in. The marine expert spoke for nearly an hour. He was amazing, I bet. And yes, it was the theater on the cruise ship. Okay, so that was on a boat, y'all. That actual theater was on a boat. That looked like a good-sized auditorium in a small town to me, but all right then. Okay. And let's see here. Exactly, Andre. Pecola Tea is not only a woman of adventure, she also moonlights as Jane Bond, getting intelligence for the Statterbox crew. Precisely. That is right. Yeah, Whale Talk Standard Time. Yeah, exactly. No matter how you jumble it, it's just not the same. But so we've got now, I don't know if Puzzycat is still here with us, hanging on, waiting for his Lono listening break. We do have a Lono listening break, and in accordance with our last Lono chit-chat for a minute, Lono, though he does not consider himself a chanter, does take note of chants, and he creates music and songs based on them. And this particular one that we're going to play today is a chant from, I believe, about 900 AD, and I believe it's the Makana Lua chant. And yeah, here we go. Let's listen to our Lono listening break. Good, Puzzycat, you are here. All right, let's do it. Boop. All right, there we have that. So, let me, oh, God dang it, get my settings set up properly. So, yes, that was the Lono listening break, and it was another chant indeed from 900 AD. And to give a little bit of history, I'm going to read here what Lono wrote underneath this particular tune on his YouTube page, Kaupe'epe'e. You definitely should check out his YouTube page if you're interested in listening to the wide variety of music that he plays. But this chant is shared with us from John, let's see here, Kaimi Kawa. He was the hula halau, the kumu of the hula halau that Lono was a member of. As a member of his hula halau for 6 years, I did not want to forget this chant. Being that I am not a chanter, I did what I know best, made it into a song to remember. I'll let people take care of their own house before they come yelling at me. I only do music, and this was my chance to preserve this for generations to come. John once said that this knowledge was once a big tree that covered all of the islands, and all that was left was this root. It is an effort to grow this root and branch it across the islands once again. It speaks of the winds. It speaks some of the winds of Makanalua, the ancient name of the peninsula at Kaulapapa, Molokai. We have Kalavao to the east, Laihua to the north, Kaulapapa to the west, and the cliffs are the Pane'ene'e mountains to the south. Some of the winds would bring the smell of lipoa from the shoreline, and it would be dizzying. Some of the winds would rip leaves off the big branches of trees, known in the Damien writings. Some would break up the clouds against the Pae'ene'e cliffs, and some would circle around the rim of the crater of Kauhako. These chants are still danced today with the halau. Oh no, Kukuna au Kala, and I just absolutely butchered so many of those Hawaiian words, but the message is still clear. The knowledge is there for you to read, and I ask of you to read it yourself because, like I just said, I mangled so many of those Hawaiian words that have deeper meanings within themselves, and so anything that I just said is basically gibberish because I was not pronouncing the words correctly, but that is what he wrote. That is my best way of communicating it, and there you go. So, let's see here. Lady Tie-Dye, you're so glad you accidentally made a few minutes to check in. Yes, way fun. Hugs to all. I am so happy that you were able to swing by. And you're right, Pacola T. Lono's smile does light up a room. He has a great smile. And Darlene, you did much better than I would have done with the pronunciation. Well, I'll tell you right now, while we were watching the Orca video is when I pulled that Lono video out. And then as I loaded it, I was like, oh, I'll just keep this up, what he wrote up so I can read it to all y'all after the Anyway, I didn't even think to read it through first. And why it didn't occur to me that there might be some Hawaiian words in there that I don't know how to say off the top of my head, I don't really know. But as soon as I started reading, I was just like in the back of my head, oh, this was a really bad idea. But, once I got started, kind of had to keep going with it. The show must go on after all, so yeah. Thank you so much for your patience. And anyone who's a true cultural practitioner who just got really, really cringy with me, thank you especially for your patience and any corrections, finger wagging, or you know what I'm about to do. Corrections, finger wagging, or ha-has can be sent to me directly at madstatter@gmail.com. And Darlene, exactly. You love e-music for As We Speak and have visited. When I say something incorrectly, she corrects you, which you appreciate 1000%. And that those corrections, I certainly don't take offense to. I take so much appreciation for. I have so much appreciation for. And part of the reason why I have appreciation for being corrected like that is because the people who are correcting you, it's always good to remember that they're correcting you because they have faith that their correction might be heard and you're willing to learn. If they know that you're a waste of time and you can correct them all you want, but they still will never listen, they're not going to correct you. They're just going to let it slide. So being corrected is actually, for me, a lot of times it's a sign of me being worth the time to bother to correct. So there you go. And hey, e-music, so good to see you. I think we were just accidentally talking about you behind your back, which isn't what we meant to do. Darlene mentioning how much she appreciates all of your input and corrections when she misspeaks something Hawaiian, be it a word or a concept or an idea, and how thankful we are for having people like that, like you, in our lives who are willing to take the time to correct us. Because you don't have to take the time. You can just shake your head and go, stupid flippin' Howley, and walk away, and there you go. But you don't. And so that is something that I appreciate, and I think Darlene obviously does as well. So yes, so definitely welcome in, and apologies, I didn't mean to, actually, I thought you were already here for some reason. I didn't think we were talking about you behind your back. Thought we were talking about you in front of your face. So let's see here, you guys. What do we have? I don't really know if I've got anything else. And so we've got about 20 minutes left to do things and stuff. I don't know what we should do. But I do know this. And we definitely don't have to talk about this. But it seems logical that we might. For those of you who eat and cook with mushrooms, well, actually, you don't even have to cook with them. Those who eat mushrooms, and when I say mushrooms, I mean not the weird kind. I mean, for food. For those of you who eat mushrooms for food, how do you clean them before you use them? I was reading an article today that apparently cleaning mushrooms is sort of a controversial topic on how you do it. Some people insist you cannot get mushrooms wet because they will absorb water like a sponge and it'll mess their flavor up. Other people peel them. I mean, I have never heard of peeling a mushroom. I don't even understand what that means. But that's what the article was. See, Honda, you just wiped them off. Puzzy Cat bragging about cream and mushroom soup yesterday. Good. Oh, that really does sound good, actually. Rick coming in the right way is to dry brush. See, okay, suddenly we've got some controversy here, right? Rick, in the washing machine? No, I don't think anybody suggested in the washing machine was an acceptable way to clean off your mushrooms. But, so, see, Honda, you wipe them off. Rick specifies a dry brush. See, Honda, my question to you is, do you wipe them off with a dry cloth or a damp paper towel or a damp whatever? How do you clean them? And Darlene, says you just read something new recently too. You brush them off. You try to keep them dry to brush them easily. Okay, right. And let's see here. Oh, right. Cola T sent me a link to this. I didn't get a chance to download the trailer, so I forgot. I'm sorry, Cola T. I totally spaced on that. But yes, there is a movie called Waikiki. And if you go maybe Google Waikiki the movie, or I think actually... Hold on. I know you guys, we're going to get back to mushrooms in a minute. We're going to, I promise, we're going to do the mushrooms in a minute. But, yeah, actually, if you just go to waikikithemovie.com, you can find all about it. And yes, and not only that, apparently James Monet's sister is in that movie. I don't know what role, I don't know how big of a role, but the movie, it looks very interesting. And if we get a chance to play it at Statterbox at the cinema, I absolutely will be doing that. And so, okay, Pussycat likes his mushrooms on pizza, but Cola T uses the damp paper towel method to wash her mushrooms off. Honda uses the dry paper towel method. Mama Sean says, I rinse the dirt off and wipe them, even though they say dry is best, but I'm usually cooking them, so they will be wet anyway. And Darlene saying I use a paper towel and I've actually purchased a mushroom cleaning brush. Interesting. Pussycat, sausage, pepperoni, and mushrooms. I'm going to have to fight you for that pizza. That sounds like one of the most perfect pizzas ever. So sign me up. Make sure you order enough. Maybe just order 2. We won't have to fight over it. And yeah. Pussycat? Yeah. All right. So Mama Sean, you apparently are the biggest rebel of all the rebels, and what you do is, they're starting to find out, perfectly fine. Apparently, it has been sort of a cooking myth that you just should not get mushrooms wet. Now, when I say mushrooms, I mean the fresh mushrooms, not the dried mushrooms, because we know you have to reconstitute the dried mushrooms. But yes, exactly, C Honda. The how to clean mushrooms myth has been so entrenched in us that they actually sell they sell a special brush to clean mushrooms. But as it turns out, just like Mama Sean says, if you rinse them off and dry them before you cook them, right before you cook them, it doesn't matter. You don't want to leave them soaking in water because, yeah, they'll soak up water. But they're mostly made of water anyway, so even if they soak up a little bit of water, they're not going to dilute the flavor. And a lot of times when you're cooking them, you cook out the water anyway. And so, and as Mama Sean says, if I'm cooking them in something wet, they're going to get wet anyway. So what does it matter? So, you guys, now I used to be the damp paper towel methodology as well. But a couple weeks ago, I bought some mushrooms that were just like so dirty. I mean, they were just dirty in the crevices, in the everywhere. And I was like, I am not going to spend 45 flipping minutes getting all up in the crevices with the whateverness. I'm just not. I'm not. And so I was like, screw it. I'm going to just rinse them and then dry them really good. And shoot gosh darn heck fork. They turned out just fine. They turned out beautiful, in fact. They were some of the best mushrooms that I ever had, that I ever cooked. I got them all brown and sauteed. I mean, they were like restaurant level sauteed mushrooms with a little bit of wine sauce and some butter, and it was beautiful. Good enough to put on a steak. Good enough to put on a steak that I would serve to Pussycat. So, as it turns out, all y'all with the fancy pantses, just like I used to be fancy pants. Well, not really fancy pants, but, you know, taking the time to clean the mushroom. Nah, yeah, y'all don't gotta do that. Do what Mama Sean does. Do what Mama Sean. Just rinse them off, dry them off. It's all good. All good. Yeah. And, but the one thing though, and none of y'all said that you did this, so I guess maybe nobody's gonna argue for this, but in the article that I read about it's okay to rinse your mushrooms, they talked seriously about people peeling their mushrooms? Anyone? Anyone? Peeling a mushroom? What? What are you peeling? I don't understand. So if anyone can like shed some light on what it means to peel a mushroom, I would be very, very happy. And Rick, honestly, I know that this is maybe not what you're supposed to do, but I've used cheap hardware store unused paintbrushes to put marinade on stuff. You know, I mean, yeah, I've used them just to brush. Yeah, exactly. Why, yeah, just a regular old paintbrush. You ain't gotta do nothing fancy pantsy. And let's see here. Okay, hold on. Yes, Pussycat, Darlene, and I are all gonna fight over the steak with mushrooms. Fried mushrooms are awesome. I don't know if you mean sautéed fried or if you mean deep fried, but you're right. No matter no matter which one you mean, you're right. And Darlene, not only why peel, how peel. There's so much about that there's so much nope going on with the peeling of the concept of peeling the mushroom that I just don't get it. And you know, Picola T, rinse the mushrooms, then whirl them in a salad spinner. I mean, they might get a little bruised, but it certainly would not, if you're going to chop the mushrooms up real fine, I don't know if anybody would know, right? I mean, why not? Right? Why not? And, right, Mama Sean, quick and easy, you're busy, I can't do fuzzy cooking, precisely. And Rick, I feel as though I need to purposely ignore, yet not ignore what you just said. Boiling mushrooms, you just saw YouTube videos saying the better way to cook mushrooms is to boil them, not fried. Better than what? How can, okay, first off, how can boiling anything be better than frying something? This fat girl sort of has an argument with that. But what the flying fork do you mean boiling of mushrooms? And then what do you do with them? When you dig them out when they're all slimy and what? That has to, you're lying to me, Rick. There's no such thing as boiling mushrooms. I can't. And let's see here. Okay, Mama Sean, nope, won't use the paintbrush. You can't get stuff out of the bristles under that metal. Fair enough. And Puzzy Cat bragging, you forgot to have your ice cream tonight. You just got a gallon of Bluebell chocolate. Oh my. And let's see here. You've heard of shaving mushrooms, but never did it. I've never heard of shaving mushrooms, but I have heard of shaving truffles, and truffles are technically a fungus, I think, aren't they? So I guess they're a type of mushroom, so I guess I've heard of shaving mushrooms, I guess, maybe. But yeah, eMusic, Rickfoot, yeah, Rickfoot has his own way of cooking. I mean, Mama Sean cooks simple, but I think that Rickfoot might cook simpler. Oh, just take those mushrooms and boil them. We're just gonna boil anything dirty on that, we'll just boil it out. It'll disinfect itself in the boiling water. We're just gonna boil the mushrooms. And let's see here. Okay. And Mama Sean, yeah, well, soup for boiling, but yes, fried everything else versus boiling. Precisely. Yeah, you and I are on the same page. And Darlene coming in with a little bit more logic. The video on YouTube about boiling claimed it made them more tender and flavorful. I find it hard to believe it made them more flavorful. More tender, I can get that. But you barely cover them with water and then boil. I don't know. I'm gonna have to try that. I'm going to assume I will hate it. I will set my expectations so low that it's only going to have to be better than what I think it's going to be. but I will try it. Okay. Okay. And Andre, basically, yeah, that's exactly... Oh, Andre, you're so on top of things. That's exactly it. Do it the English way. Boil it till it does not have any color or texture. That's kind of what I'm afraid of. Now, broil the mushrooms, that I can deal with. That I can deal with. But boiling the mushroom... I mean, okay, Rick is showing his work. He's bringing his footnotes to the table. He's like, here's my proof. Here's where I'm getting my information. I am source quoting, so do not accuse me of plagiarism, teacher. Not that I'm a teacher at all. Opposite of one, in fact, I dare say. But, yeah, wow. And Picola tea, exactly. I only boil my hard veggies, and it seems softer ones like shrooms would disintegrate. But, you know, we might have to all do a little test. Yes, exactly. Blame YouTube. Blame YouTube. Instead of blame Canada, we're gonna blame YouTube. But yeah, you know, maybe sometime over the fall, we'll have a Statterbox at the kitchen homework assignment. We'll have a Statterbox home economics assignment, and that will be everybody boil your mushrooms once. Yes, Rick, a teacher? No. A bad influence? Well, now, I resemble that remark. I declare, I do declare. And, and so, yes. So one day, we'll have to all boil our mushrooms and then come back, and then we'll either point and laugh at Rick for telling us to do such a horrible thing, or we'll point and laugh at ourselves for doubting him. Now, Gina, it sounds like you might not be a mushroom person, in which case, do not do that. Because if you don't like mushrooms, my best guess is boiling them is not going to be a way that you're going to like them better or more. So, you're exempt from the assignment there, Gina. No boiling mushrooms for you. And, let's see here, so Rick is like, I just thought a few days ago, I haven't tried it yet. So, and Picola tea, can we do a deep dive on fungi? Oh, you don't even know what you just did, do you? No, you don't. Yeah, we can. Oh yeah, baby doll, we can. We might get sidetracked into lichen for a minute, and that's a whole new world, but, oh yeah, we can do that. Oh yeah, we can do that. And let's see here, right, Rick, so you can't say if they turn out spongy or leathery. And honestly, Rick, I envision them somehow being both spongy and leathery if you boil them. Like, how is that possible? I don't know, but that's kind of, I envision a slimy, spongy, leathery thing. And so, because my expectations are so low, I mean, it can only be better than something that's slimy, spongy, and leathery. Right? So, and yeah, exactly. If you just put a little bit of water in with your vegetables, bring it to a boil, then put the lid on it. Yeah, it just kind of steams it. Yeah, which is sort of probably what that, it's sort of a boiling, steaming action of the mushrooms. And Darlene, yeah, I don't, I didn't say that you do it that way. And I know that you most likely haven't yet, but, and I know that Rick sure as heck hasn't done it, because you're the one who makes the, who makes the marvelous meals for the family in Milwaukee. I wish I could think of a word that starts with M for family, so I could have been alliterative the whole way through, but I didn't. Anyway, yes, Picola tea, fungi and lichens. Let me write that down. I'm gonna remember, actually, but I still want to make sure. And let's see here, Andre, your experience with mushroom hunting in Hawaii was watching adults look for magic mushrooms in a cow field and wondering all the adults went crazy looking in cow patties for mushrooms. Fair enough, but that's not the kind of mushrooms I'm talking about. Not the kind of mushrooms I'm talking about. And and yeah, there are so many different varieties of mushrooms and fabulous flavors, Darlene. That is a good point. And I'm wondering, Rick, also, the mushrooms in the YouTube video, were they just like your regular white button mushrooms? Were they the regular like cremini mushrooms? Were they the fancy chanterelles or oysters or morels or what? And by the way, speaking of morels, y'all, if you guys ever do go mushroom hunting and end up getting morels, the whole rinsing your mushroom out debate is a moot point when you're talking about morels. You have to rinse your morels. Like, wash. I mean, in a washing machine, practically. Like, rinse those things. They've got so many nooks and crannies and crevices that you need to spray them with water, swish them in the water, rinse the water. Well, no, don't rinse the water. That doesn't make sense. Throw out the water, re-rinse them. You know what I'm saying. So, yeah, morels always need to be washed. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. But okay, in the video, it wasn't just the regular, it was a bunch of different kinds of mushrooms. Okay. All right. I'm gonna have to load up on some mushrooms next time I go to my greengrocer and yeah, go looking. And let's see here. Andre and Rick had some this fall was a good year if you're out looking for mushrooms. Yeah, it's still mushroom season out in my neck of the woods. And yes, it's been a very good year. Quite wet. Quite wet. All right, you guys. Pussycat is on the verge of throwing down the 2-minute warning, even though there's only 1 minute left. So, what we're going to do is, if we're going to do the home economic assignment that I wanted, I want you to watch that video that is posted in the chat, wherever the chat is for you, that Rick posted. So we'll all be coming from the same page. And then one day we will have our results. I don't know when we're going to do it, but we'll have our results. So have your results ready for when we discuss the results. All right, Pussycat coming in. Whoop, it's time out, or almost time out. And exactly, Picola T, there are mycology societies all over the country for eating, not necessarily tripping. Although, actually, mycological societies 1000% are aware of the tripendicular mushrooms, and they are very helpful in identifying mushrooms because the mycological society people are very serious about their mushrooms and mushroom identification because, as you guys all know, mushrooms can be easily mistaken for one another, and very poisonous ones can kill you in a heartbeat. You think you're going to get high, but instead you're getting buried. You think you're going to have a gourmet meal, but instead you're in the hospital. So, let me make it clear before we tune out. This assignment that I'm pretending to give y'all about cooking mushrooms, I don't want anybody foraging for their own flippin' flirpin' mushroom, okay? No. These are store-bought mushrooms. I'm talking about store-bought mushrooms, okay? Let's just make that clear. I'm not trying to tell you how to live your life, but I am trying to keep you living your life. All right, then. There we go. So, that's where we are landed. Thank you so much for hanging out, you guys. Thank you so much for the gift subs, the resubs, the biddies, the hanging outs, all of the everythings, and definitely for the chatter and keeping it scattering. All right, we will see each other 5 p.m. on Wednesday. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Take care, y'all.